literally, debut, it's got to be when she plays Caitlyn Clark. So they obviously end up debuting at All-Star Weekend because Caitlyn didn't play when they were in Chicago, and Caitlyn didn't play, or Caitlyn's not playing in this game, so they're debuting at All-Star Weekend. The plan was to literally go and use Caitlyn Clark for the launch of it. And
Angel Reese stepped into the spotlight like she was expecting a standing ovation, only to find the stage cleared, the lights dimmed, and the red carpet packed up with the remnants of a hype campaign that never quite delivered. The wildest part, she truly believed she could bottle the same magic Caitlyn Clark conjures with ease. Not by matching her talent, not by capturing the public's imagination, but simply by standing close enough to bask in the glow.
I'll never know peace. At least when it comes to the WNBA space. It was this ad that Angel put out, and I don't know if this is part of a larger campaign where it's going to be similar themes in similar places, but because of where the WNBA All-Star Game is, and because of who plays on the Indiana Fever in the home city of the WNBA All-Star Game, it's going to raise some eyebrows.
The 2025 WNBA All-Star Game was supposed to be Angel Reese's grand arrival. She had the script ready, debut her Reebok signature shoe, roll out the I'm in your city campaign smack in Caitlyn Clark's backyard of Indianapolis, and soak in the spotlight she assumed would come with it. But instead of a triumph, she got a reality check, a front row seat to the difference between manufactured hype and authentic star power. Turns out, building your entire brand around someone else's shine is less a strategy and more a guaranteed flop.
Angel me-bound prayer Reese. You're only relevant because you keep bringing up my precious CC. You want to pull up with your Billboard Reebok ad in Indiana talking about you in her trap. Man, stop it. You out of there. You hear me? My precious CC don't be in no trap. Real talk. You hear me? At the end of the day, she don't do those type of things. Yes. You hear me? Don't put that with her name at the end of the day. If you be in a trap, that's your business. You hear me? Whatever the case may be, that ain't nothing to be
Let's address the elephant in the room. Angel Reese's signature shoe with Reebok. Dubbed the Angel Reese 1, it dropped in 2 flashy colorways, Diamond Dust and My Bounds, and was hyped as the future of women's basketball footwear. Reebok and Reese went all in, orchestrating a high-profile rollout around the All-Star Game, with the My Bounds launch timed for peak visibility. The problem? That visibility hit at exactly the wrong moment.
It's one of those things where it's like, it's very clear that one side is absolutely trying to milk whatever rivalry there is. Whatever rivalry there is, it is one side trying to do everything they can to keep it together, because that is where they're going to be at their most.
Ree's entire marketing play was built on one critical miscalculation. The assumption that Caitlyn Clark's presence at the All-Star Game would guarantee sky-high viewership, and that those eyeballs would somehow convert into sneaker sales. She bet on the Clark effect, not by outshining her, not by crafting her own captivating story, but by merely sharing the same court, hoping proximity to brilliance would be enough to cash in.
There is the part of me that's like, is this really necessary? And shouldn't Angel Reese be able to market herself at this point without invoking or even, insinuating some sort of attachment to Caitlyn Clark? Because if I'm being honest about it, people say that moment was huge. It will live forever. That moment will live forever. But Caitlyn Clark was on this trajectory already. And if anyone has benefited more from the attachment, at least from an attention standpoint.
And here's where the twist gets delicious. Just days before the All-Star Game, Caitlyn Clark went down with a groin injury. The league's biggest draw, the one player who could turn a random Tuesday night in Wisconsin into primetime television, was suddenly sidelined, dressed in street clothes and watching from the bench. The spotlight Angel Reese was banking on dimmed before the curtain even rose.
So the WNBA's All-Star Game went down 36%. That is a lot. That's more than a third from last year. Last year was over 3.4 million people, and it went down to 2.1. Now, you could say is a success. Yeah, for women's sport, that is still a lot of people. But at the same time, it really isn't a success, because think about it. It's the only sport playing. It's the only game that's going. And you only can draw that. So, and this is with all the stars. Remember, guys.
If you're enjoying this, hit that subscribe button, because the numbers don't lie, and they are more savage than any scripted drama. The 2024 WNBA All-Star Game, headlined by Caitlyn Clark, pulled in a record-shattering 3.44 million viewers. It wasn't just a game, it was a cultural moment, the kind that dominates group chats and office banter for days. Now fast forward to 2025. With Clark sidelined, viewership nosedived to 2.19 million, a brutal 36% drop. But here's the real kicker. That drop didn't happen just anywhere. It happened in Clark's own hometown, at an event engineered to ride her star power. Without her on the court, the spotlight vanished, and the numbers told the truth.
The WNBA All-Star Game ratings have come out, and all I could think of right off the bat was 4 little letters. F-A-F-O. F around and find out. You bleep around and find out what this league looks like without Caitlyn Clark being involved in your biggest events. Kathy Engelbert, this should be a perfect example of why you need to get your officiating cleaned up and you need to have a talk with your players in the league.
Angel Reese watched her marketing strategy unravel in real time. The tickets that were supposed to be hot commodities. They tanked, dropping 48% in value the moment Clark was ruled out, plummeting from $121 to just $64. Not even the resale market could salvage the hype. Fans weren't paying premium prices to see an all-star game without the league's biggest attraction. And nothing captured the tone-deaf nature of Reese's campaign quite like her bold "I'm in your city" rollout. The irony was staggering, launching a territorial takeover in Indianapolis, Caitlyn Clark's actual hometown, while Clark was sidelined with an injury and couldn't even suit up.
WNBA All-Star Weekend is supposed to be the star of all stars. All the big dogs is out. Asia Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, everybody's out. The big dogs are out. You got the rookie, you got Angel Reese, Miss Me Too. All of the stars are here. And look at this news. The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48% from $121 to just $64 after news broke that Caitlyn Clark won't be playing.
The campaign pulled out all the stops, billboards, aggressive social media pushes, and messaging that screamed territorial takeover. Reese leaned in hard, posting Instagram clips with captions like "I'm in your city," and rolling out promo content titled "Walk in your trap." Take over your trap. But here's the problem. When you're trying to conquer someone's city, and that someone isn't even playing, you don't look dominant. You look opportunistic. And frankly, a little desperate. Fans weren't fooled. Social media lit up with criticism. One user nailed it. "She can't even promote her own shoe without using Caitlyn Clark." Another quipped, "There are more photographers than fans, LOL." The whole campaign reeked of someone trying to snatch a win by default. Like showing up to a race after your rival pulls a hamstring, then throwing your arms up like you earned the gold.
You can barely dribble. You miss layups on purpose, and they record them as rebounds. You be stat padding. You don't elevate your players. You went to a stacked LSU team. You hear me? My precious CC owns you. You want to know the record? She is 5-2 against you. You beat her in college one time. That championship. But what happened to the year after that? She sent you home. You hear me? And waved to your coach. You hear me? At the end.
Let's put this in perspective. Angel Reese had everything lined up for a takeover weekend in Indianapolis. Her signature shoe was launching. Billboards plastered the city. Social media was buzzing with her "I'm in your city" campaign. The All-Star Game was being played right there, in what she temporarily claimed as her turf. On paper, it was all set up for a coronation. And yet, no one cared. The WNBA tried to spin the viewership numbers, comparing 2025's ratings to the 850,000 who watched in 2023. But the glaring omission of 2024's Clark-fueled record of 3.44 million viewers didn't go unnoticed. The league's PR pivot only highlighted the truth. Without Caitlyn Clark, they weren't building on momentum. They were backsliding to pre-phenomenon levels of relevance. And it got worse. Friday night's skills challenge and three-point contest pulled in 1.32 million viewers, a massive 90% increase over the previous year. But let's be real, that spike wasn't because of Angel Reese or any all-star programming magic. It was still the Caitlyn Clark effect at work. Fans were tuning in, hoping for even a glimpse of the player who'd reshaped the league's orbit.
And sent a blatant message, a shot across thou bow. All right, and your ship, well, without Caitlyn Clark, the WNBA and all their pay us what you owe us action, that action will sink. That action will sink. Woo! WNBA All-Star Game sees ratings drop without Caitlyn Clark, and it's ugly. It's real ugly. Who is this?